Azar from Adventure Professionals here to give you some tips and tricks on crossing the Kokoda Track. So number one, if you were to think of everything else pre-going on the track, has to be training. Train as hard as you can, as often as you can, but as sensibly as you can. And I know those two don't seem to line up, so I'm saying train as hard as you can, but then sensibly. If you get a bit unwell or you injure yourself, it's okay to take a week off. But if you're conning yourself, if you're kidding yourself, if you're not doing the work, all of a sudden you'll be 12 weeks out, and then you'll be 10 weeks out, then it'll be 6 weeks out. That's when people hit the panic button. 4 weeks out, oh, I haven't done the work. That's when you start to panic. And if you haven't done the work, you're not going to enjoy the experience as much. So I want people, when they go onto the track, to be able to not just spend the whole time looking down at their feet wondering how they're going to get through the day, and you will have tough days, but I want them to be able to look around and take it all in and enjoy the experience. You can only do that if you do the training. So the training I normally prescribe, keep it simple. Pack walking, you want to get a pack on and you want to get some weight in that, starting at 5 kilos. Do one long walk a week, so it needs to be at least 2 hours. So I normally do that on a weekend with a 5 kilo weight. Then I increase the distance, as in the time, and I increase the weight that I'm carrying. So if you intend to carry your own backpack over there with everything you need, you're going to be carrying around 18-20 kilos. Don't train with 20 kilos from the start. So build up slowly until your final training run, which should be a week before, so you have a whole week off before you get on the track. I suggest you do 20 kilos over 6 hours and have a break after 3 hours for about 20-30 minutes. That's about a typical trekking period along the track, so you can get used to it. Do the work at home and it's going to make it a lot easier once you get out there. Common mistakes. Training too heavy. People think, well, if 20 kilos is helpful, how much better would I be if I do 30 kilos, 35 kilos, 40 kilos? All you're doing is risking injuring yourself before you go on the adventure. Remember, the goal is to prepare you for it, not to kill you in the process. You get over there and carry an injury. The other thing I like to offer people to do is circuits. Do lots of squatting, lunging. If you're physically capable of doing these things, get a program that gives you that. Don't neglect the upper body, because you've got to carry a backpack, and when your core gets tired, you'll start to slump, and then that weight becomes a little bit heavier. So I prescribe 3 sessions a week. One that is an all-body circuit, one that is a fast hill session. It can be on formed roads, so find a good street where you can just do as many hill repeats as you can in a 45-minute to an hour period, including walking backwards, because walking backwards strengthens those muscles around the kneecap, which really get taxed when you're walking downhill because they become your brakes. And then we do our longer session on the weekend. So that's my advice for you, a minimum of 3 sessions. Don't think that if less is more, how much more would more be, because that is not always the case. Make sure you're training sensibly. If you're already relatively fit, you're cycling or you're doing classes, keep doing that stuff and then just adapt something in, particularly walking. The number one thing is get as many Ks on your legs as you can in the lead up, and don't leave all of your training to the last minute. Hope you guys have fun out in the track. If we cross paths, say good day. I'd love to see you out there and really enjoy yourself. It is a phenomenal experience.